The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Finn's shower spy. Dylan can't take her eyes off new obsession. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are hinting at a troubling new direction for Dylan as her connection to John Finn Finnegan takes a potentially unsettling turn. What began as a moment of comfort and forgiveness may be evolving into something far more complicated, and possibly dangerous. With trauma, guilt, and loneliness all colliding, viewers are left wondering whether Dylan is headed down a dark path and whether Finn could soon find himself at the center of an unwanted fixation. Dylan has been carrying an unbearable emotional burden ever since the chaos surrounding Luna Nozawa's death. Overwhelmed by guilt and grief, Dylan sought out Finn in hopes of finding some form of closure. She was clearly distraught as she apologized and shared updates, still reeling from everything that went wrong. Finn, true to his compassionate nature, responded with reassurance and kindness, offering words that soothed Dylan during one of the lowest moments of her life. That interaction may have changed something inside Dylan. Finn didn't judge her. He didn't push her away. Instead, he offered understanding and comfort when she needed it most. For someone who has endured repeated trauma, that kind of warmth can be powerful, and sometimes dangerously misinterpreted. Dylan's emotional scars run deep. She was traumatized multiple times by Luna, who held her hostage before everything spiraled into violence. On top of that, Dylan also accidentally ran over Luna with her car, a moment that has undoubtedly left lasting psychological damage. Between fear, guilt, and shock, it's no surprise Dylan is struggling to regain her emotional footing. Finn's forgiveness clearly touched her. His gentle reassurance and steady presence stood in stark contrast to the chaos she'd been living with. In a moment when Dylan felt broken and unforgivable, Finn made her feel seen and understood. That kind of emotional connection can easily blur boundaries, especially for someone who feels isolated and lost. There's no denying Finn's appeal. His kind, principled, and genuinely caring, qualities that naturally draw people in. Under normal circumstances, a harmless crush wouldn't raise any alarms. However, given Dylan's fragile mental state and the show's history of turning emotional vulnerability into obsession, there are reasons to be concerned about where this is heading. The Bold and the Beautiful has never shied away from exploring characters who spiral out of control, and Dylan may be next in line. Her trauma, combined with Finn's compassion, creates a volatile mix, one that could turn admiration into fixation if she loses her grip on reality. That brings us to some intriguing spoilers for the December 26th episode. Dylan will gather at the beach house with Finn, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Will Spencer, and Electra Forrester. On the surface, this seems like a casual group event, but the guest list raises eyebrows. If the focus was solely on Will and Electra, there would be no real need for Finn and Steffi to be involved. Their presence suggests something more is brewing beneath the surface. The situation becomes even more suspicious when paired with footage from the show's preview for the week of December 22nd to 26th. In that clip, Finn is seen using the outdoor shower at the beach house, simply rinsing off after being outside. It's a brief moment, but one that feels intentionally placed. The question fans are asking is simple but unsettling: what if Dylan sees more than she should? The idea of Dylan observing Finn without his knowledge could be an early warning sign that her interest is crossing into unhealthy territory. It wouldn't be about attraction alone, it would be about control, curiosity, and emotional attachment gone too far. If Dylan is already struggling to process her trauma, this moment could symbolize her slipping into obsession rather than healing. This wouldn't be new territory for the show. Will Spencer recently endured a terrifying stalker storyline involving Luna. Before that, Electra had her own disturbing experience with Remy Price, whose obsession put her in danger. The pattern is clear. The Bold and the Beautiful has been building a theme of fixation and boundary-crossing behavior. Could Finn be next? If Dylan's emotional reliance on Finn deepens, she may begin to insert herself into his life in inappropriate ways. That puts Steffi directly in the line of fire. Any perceived threat to Finn and Steffi's marriage would immediately raise tensions, especially if Dylan convinces herself that Finn needs her or understands her better than anyone else. Will and Electra will invite Dylan to stay the night at the beach house, which may seem like a simple gesture of kindness. However, this invitation could be a red herring. While attention appears to be on the younger group dynamics, the real storyline may be quietly unfolding between Dylan and Finn. If Dylan's true obsession is Finn, this setup gives her more access, more time, more proximity, and more opportunity for boundaries to blur. Even innocent interactions could be twisted in Dylan's mind if she's already emotionally unstable. From a storytelling perspective, this would open the door to a powerful new arc. Finn, who is usually the healer, could suddenly find himself needing protection. Steffi, fiercely protective of her family, would undoubtedly sense something was wrong. That tension could push the storyline into dramatic territory fast. The key question is whether Dylan recognizes what's happening to her, or whether she's already too far gone. Trauma doesn't always heal cleanly, and sometimes it manifests in dangerous attachments. If Dylan begins justifying her actions or rationalizing her fixation, the consequences could be serious. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest that some shocking Dylan news could be on the way. Whether this turns into a full-blown obsession or a moment of self-realization remains to be seen. What's certain is that the show is laying the groundwork for something intense and potentially explosive. As this storyline unfolds, viewers should brace for emotional fallout, rising tension, and difficult choices. Finn's compassion may have saved Dylan in one moment, but it could also pull both of them into a storm neither of them sees coming. Stay tuned, because if Dylan's fixation grows, this drama is just getting started, and the consequences could change everything.